how do I frame this and how do I create such a compelling opportunity that they're excited about it? And if they can't do it this month, they're bummed and they can't wait till they can reschedule it to next month.
If they see what's in it for them, they're going to want to promote the story and talk about the story and bring more attention to the story so that there's a benefit for you as well.
It's no longer useful in today's landscape to just create a video and post it on the internet for your company. That will not create as much impact as if you think ahead about all the other assets you can create from that video.
Hey Tim, thanks so much for hopping on today. I'm excited to talk to you about customer marketing. How do you keep a steady stream of stories primed for your sales and marketing initiatives?
Customer stories, they don't show up always as like, this is a customer story, right? Many companies I've worked at use Slack, right? There's channels in Slack. Every company has their own different kind of channels. I'm in all of them. I'm in sales, I'm in success. I'm lurking all the time looking for something that might be a lead, right? For example, we have a customer wins channel and our success team likes to post in there when a customer has a win. What's a win? It could be anything. So for example, I'm working on a customer story now with a big name, household name customer. That started because in the customer wins channel in Slack, I saw a little win. And then 2 months later, I saw another win. And I kept seeing, and all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a second, there's a story for me. I grabbed all the wins, literally just pasted them. I just stared at it and started parsing them. Then I worked with our success team. Luckily, this customer loved us. And now we're going to create a story with them, which is great. So the second part is the relationships with all those teams. So I'm either regularly meeting with people from those teams or I'm ad hoc meeting with those teams. I'll give you another example. I discovered that a big name customer of ours was speaking 2 weeks from then with our partnership team at a partner event. They love us enough that they're speaking with us. I'm like, we need to either record this talk or get a video testimonial with them on site because they are primed to do that.
It's almost like you're a documentarian doing research over time and having the patience to let those stories come through.
You just got to keep at it, right? Like a lot of times the customer it's a bad time. It's the end of the year, it's the holidays, or they're busy kicking off the new year in January. That doesn't mean it's a no and they don't like your company and they don't want to do it. You just got to align the timing. And that's kind of a little bit outside your control. That's where you got to have the patience that I think you're asking about is like, and the determination to keep going for it. I always think about when you're doing outreach, whether it's sales outreach or customer outreach, whatever, or you're doing marketing emails where there's a drip campaign, like if someone doesn't follow up to your first email, it doesn't mean they don't like you. It means they were at their kid's graduation or too busy, simply didn't see it, or went to spam. It almost never means they didn't like you. It means life happened. So send a second email. And if they don't answer that email, it still doesn't mean they don't like you. So I think about that with customer storytelling too. So you have to empathize with the customer, be patient and follow up. It's a balance. You don't want to pester them, but until they actually say, no, leave me alone, keep pursuing.
It's a not yet, it's not a no.
There you go.
How do you deal with that? Asking in a different way or showing them an example of another customer who's done a similar type of story, or even asking them, would you prefer to opt out of me asking you? That can sometimes get a response like, no, keep me in mind. I just don't have time right now. But just tactically, are there ways to go about if it's taking a while to get a story?
To me, the most important place to start is gaining a deep understanding of what's in it for the customer. That's the number one thing they care about. Sometimes you'll have a customer that's a really, really big advocate of you, and they really just want to help you. And that happens for a lot of customer advocates, people who are really seeing a lot of success using your company's products or services, and they want to help you. They want others sharing that success. They want to see other companies, succeed in how they did. But sometimes you're going to have a customer who loves you like that, but they don't have the time to just pay it forward. How do I frame this and how do I create such a compelling opportunity that they're excited about it? And if they can't do it this month, they're bummed and they can't wait till they can reschedule it to next month. To me, that's where you start. You have to be in that mindset with that lens on the opportunity. It's not going to be easy. Nothing's easy, but you will be on the path to success there because you will always be thinking about what do they get out of it. And they'll be so excited about it. Like The last thing you want is a customer story where you're pulling teeth from the customer to be a part of it, to schedule it, or to get approval. If the customer's not into it, A, it's going to show in the interview, but then B, you might not even get it because they might never get approval for it. In the pitching of it, I create one-page docs to pitch the opportunity so they can share it with their teams and managers, other teams might need to get approval. And I always think, how can I frame this document where it's not about what me and my company get out of it, but it's about what you and your teams get out of it? That can, and I have myriad of reasons, but a lot of times it's like, explain to them how this makes them look good. I've worked in the past with the customer who used our products were IT tech people who were kind of low level in the company. And they were always super excited to be a part of a story, but they weren't the ones who got to approve their participation in that. They had to convince somebody higher up the chain, because these were bigger enterprise companies. The people higher up the chain didn't even know what our product was because they didn't use it. It was just a line item on some spreadsheet somewhere. I had to provide one sheets for these IT people who love us to pass on to explain why this was a great opportunity.
If they see what's in it for them, they're going to want to promote the story and talk about the story and bring more attention to the story so that there's a benefit for you as well. What are some of those benefits for those people who are participating?
To me, everything is just psychological. We're all just humans at the end of the day. It's really just about understanding each other's psychology. Most people benefit from looking good in their job, right? Most people are working at a company that's big enough where they have a boss who might have a boss. And so in general, they have incentive to look good, right? That might mean a pay raise. That might mean more responsibility. That might mean more benefits. That might mean just simply having an easier job because everyone knows what trusts you and believes in you. So how can you make them look good, right? Well, if they used your product or service and their company benefited, how can you help them make that tangible, gather that success in a way that you can tell a story or produce an asset where you're fulfilling your company's goals of marketing this customer success story, but you've packaged it in a way where they look good and they can share that. They get excited about that, right? If you're like, hey, I want to help you show your company the amazing work you've done with our software. You've improved retention 25%, or you've eliminated support tickets by 35%, whatever the metric is, or you've produced 15,000 more dishwashers this month than you did last month because of this new inventory software we gave you. How do you make them look good? How do you appeal to what they care about? There is no one size fits all there, right? That's about truly understanding the person. That's why customer success relationships are so important. I'll give you an example. A while back, like maybe 8 months ago, I was talking with a customer for a written case study. The customer mentioned she loved one of the long sleeve pullovers that our company had in a certain style at some event. So I had decided as I was doing these written case studies that after every case study, I would send the customer a gift. And a lot of companies like to do the same gift, a cookie basket or something. And I'm like, let's think of something that's unique. So I asked my colleague, hey, do you know about these pullovers? This customer would be, and she's like, oh yeah, I do. Ask so-and-so. So I got the person's size and I sent her one and she was so excited because it was something unique to her relationship with us. It wasn't just another cookie basket or another pen or a notebook, but it was something that she was excited about and unique. Having a relationship with a customer to that level where you understand what can make them look good and what can make them succeed. And it's just as much or hopefully more about them than it is you.
How do you align your vision for video customer stories, video testimonials with the particular business goals that you're trying to satisfy?
It's a matter of understanding what are those current business priorities and then how can you support them with video in this example. Video is a great asset because video lives on, well, nowadays forever, but it also can live on beyond the actual video. So what I mean by that is I use the phrase squeezing the juice out of the orange because I love orange juice. But if you make a video, if you spend the time and money to make a 1.5-minute testimonial video or a 2.5-minute case study video, that's awesome. But just posting it on the website and then hoping that magic things happen is probably a waste of time and money. The real value comes after it's all done. I always think about going into it, what do I want to get out of it? I'll give you an example. I'm doing 2 video stories right now. For both of them, I created a Notion doc. Basically, I was like, I need to create a document where I can show anybody in the company why this is worth doing. They can read that and be like, oh yeah, that's important, that I've succeeded. And so what I had on there was a summary, basically a pitch, an elevator pitch for it's a little movie, a little video. And this was the pitch. So this customer revolutionized their ability to do this, and we helped them achieve these results. And that was my summary. In this example, I then had a section where I pulled all the success wins that I found in the Slack channels. We're going to cover all these wins that they built up over the past year with us. As part of those wins, there were quotes from the customer that success had shared from calls. So I grabbed those quotes and said, here's the kind of thing we're going to get out of this video. She said this on calls. We're going to get her to say this on video now. Then I put a list of questions. You could put examples of what you could do with this, right? We could put this video on the website. Our demand gen team can use this video as ads. We can cut up the video and create social videos for our Instagram or LinkedIn. We can create quotes from this and put it in a library that our marketing team can put on the website for all the landing pages, for all the products that this customer uses. So that video that I want to create becomes more than just a video. The video is important, but there's so much more. So I create this pitch doc before I even do anything. It's just an idea. But honestly, part of the pitch doc is first I got to convince myself, right? Because we all get excited. We're creative people. Of course, I want to do it. But I create the pitch doc and then I put on my leadership hat and I read it as someone who's a little bit less excited about making videos, a little bit more excited about making the company make money. I read it and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm missing the answer to this question. I know he's going to ask about this. And so I tweak it and I read it again. And I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I think this is convincing. And then I begin the process of getting that idea, getting approval for it and doing whatever I need to do in my company to make this Notion doc go on the path to becoming reality. It's no longer useful in today's landscape to just create a video and post it on the internet for your company. That will not create as much impact as if you think ahead about all the other assets you can create from that video.
What repurposing is satisfying those business cases that leadership is concerned about?
I always start with a library that I build of generally three things. Quotes, so customer quotes that can be anything from a sentence to generally no more than 2 or 3 sentences. Stats, results, what has this customer achieved with us? And that can be all sorts of percentages or money made or numbers. And then links to things like stories and, just, and that library I make available and I promote to the companies. Everyone always has the question of like, do we have a customer that had this success, or do you have any success or stories around a customer from this industry? Then I can point them to that place. That's the low-hanging fruit. But those to me are the building blocks that then can be used to build upon. I give the example like demand gen creating ads, right? They can use quotes in their ads. They can use success stats in their ads. They can use actual video clips in their ads. I've seen all of this done before. Your marketing team or whoever's running your marketing website, depending on what you have set up there, you can use quotes or logos or videos to promote different products or add social proof to different landing pages. You can also create internal assets that sales can use. You can compile quotes or stats into small one-page case study PDFs, film a video, make a PDF. It all depends on what works best for your teams. The same story that you create can be told in many different ways, convey many different messages. It's just a matter of understanding really what the audience is and what those messages are that are needed to be conveyed. Obviously the success is generally chasing existing customers and working with them to hopefully buy additional products or features or upgrade. Sales is going after prospects, new customers who have not bought from you yet. And so the same story can be used for both of those. It's just a matter of tailoring it.
Understanding your audience and what they need and what their goals are, and then tailoring the asset or the story to what's going to resonate the most with them. So thank you so much, Tim. I really appreciate you joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was fun.